everybody, what's going on? Well, I'm back. How about that? So, didn't we just do this? I swear we just did this a little while ago. I'll tell you a story. I got this box today from FedEx, and it's really uncanny. I got this from FedEx home delivery, which is not like a regular thing. You know, it's like not like they have the same routes all the time. And it came at, I think it's something like 407, and the last time they came at 408. So I don't know how they managed to do that, but you know, I kind of saw that this package was coming. It looks suspiciously like the package I just got. And if you look at the writing on this thing, it's the same. It's fragile. So I'll tell you a story as I get my handy dandy utility knife. You'll know. Notice I got this bad boy last week. Bought it from this guy, Doug, who got it from Nino Valenti in 2018. It's a 4-string custom, I think, J21 frets unit. And like Nino Valenti makes a couple different series of bases. He makes the custom series, which this is an example of, and the Verrazano series, which I'm going to open up here. Custom series, you can order all kinds of stuff on them. Pretty much get the pickups you want, the color you want. The body is going to be, you know, it doesn't have to be opaque. You know, you can have, you know, transparent finishes or natural finish and all that kind of good junk on it. Pretty much say what you want on it. And pretty much he's making bases that are like J style, I believe there's like a P style, you know, PJ style, and a J style base. And then you can get them in 24 frets or 21 frets, a slightly different series. And he pretty much specify what kind of electronics you want on them. He uses Nordstrand an awful lot. He uses Aguilar, I think some Sadowski stuff. Gosh, what else? Delano, which we'll talk about in a minute. And I'm missing a bunch. All kinds of good stuff. You know, different pickups, electronics, all that kind of junk. The Verrazano series, which is named after a bridge, well, these are ones that he just makes. He makes a base. And, you know, he jokingly referred to them as kind of like ugly bodies. Not that they're ugly, but he doesn't need to worry about the figure and stuff like that. It doesn't necessarily have to be a really good-looking body, you know, 2-piece, 1-piece, whatever body. It could be a 3-piece body. It could be a 2-piece that's not very figured. He did tell me just a few minutes ago that there is this box right here on the top. This is very well packed, by the way. I'll show you another well-packed box. I swear I'm not going to make this video as long as the last one. So this box is empty. Don't worry about it. It's cool because I would have opened it up and wondered, what the hell is going on, dude? What's wrong with this guy giving me this box? But I am going to open this box just to be able to take it out because this is snug. This is very cool. It's very snug. Well, look at that. Look at this top flap is actually taped into this box. This is how snug he's made it. This thing is not moving around. This is actually a very cool package on it. I don't know if you can see this thing. This top flap was actually taped into this little box. I don't want to knock this over, but you know, as part of it. That's really cool. No wonder it was so hard to get out of there. I've got it, and it's empty. And he's ripped his address off, so I won't know it. Even though I'm pretty sure I know his address because it's on the return thing. Okay, now, got some other nifty packing material in here. Lots of foam. Always good to have lots of foam. My RPG channel enthusiasts are wondering, what am I doing with all this bass guitar stuff? But you know, hey, this is my other gig, kids. So I'm going to put this utility knife down. Try to pull this thing out without damaging anything. Of course, now you don't see me, just see this box. I'm trying to knock everything else over. And we'll see what we have. And we'll see why I got this. And we'll talk about that. And we'll probably plug it in. Ooh, let's see. Can I get this? Oh, it's an alligator. It's an alligator, and I see an umbrella, which is very cool. You can't see any of this because I'm off camera. But this is how I've had to do this. Oh, wow. This is substantial. When I get back on camera, it's going to be interesting again, because I'm interesting. This box isn't, although it's kind of funny. Now, I'm seeing this writing, and this end up in the fragile, and actually just taking a look at another video where I see one of those boxes, and I realize all of a sudden that Doug, my friend from TalkBase, when he mailed me this base, he mailed it in the box that Nino sent him his latest base in. He didn't actually write fragile on the box and all that kind of stuff. This isn't a Gator. I believe this is the Progo, the top-of-the-line Gator gig bag. Actually, the Verrazano series come in the Gator Transit gig bags. If you order a custom, you get it in the Progo gig bag. However, Nino is amenable to an upcharge if you want to. And so I got the better case, and simply because I've been researching cases a little bit, I did get myself one case to replace, one that finally broke, and I was looking at other ones, and this one actually looked pretty cool too. So I figured, hey, if I'm going to get this, I might as well spend the extra money to get the little Progo gig bag. And I'm not going to give you an advertisement for this, but there's all kinds of good stuff in here. So, as Gator goes, this is actually supposed to be a pretty darn good bag. But we're not interested in the gig bag, are we? I'm not going to go fishing through all the pockets. Although, tell you, I know there's one thing that's probably in here someplace. Nino's such a stand-up guy. There was a scratchy pot on the potentiometer on this other base, like the mid-range controller, just a little bit of scratch on it. And it might be able to, said, well, you might be able to clean this out with some contact cleaner, lower this a little bit here now that I'm sitting down. But he said, let me send you another one. And he saw some, took a look at the pictures that he, the installation he made, and he said, actually the capacitors are like backwards on this, so the frequencies might be, different spots, it's not, sounds great, but he said, well, if you want the specs, I'll just send you this thing. He wired it up to send it to, to let me use my electronics guy, and he said, it would be no charge if I sent it to him, but I didn't really want to pay the shipping to send it to him, but, so he sent me that. Really stand-up guy, like, actually, said, hey, let's have a video call because I can explain this better if we talk, and all that kind of junk. But let me open this up. And we'll take a look at this bass. And it's a bass that you might have seen before if you've watched some other channels talking about bass guitar. Why did I get this? Why am I getting two basses? I saw this bass. I've been wanting to get a Valenti bass for a long time. I saw this bass because somebody made a YouTube video about it. I said, "Oh, that's a really cool bass. I think I would get that." I talked to Nino, and he said, "Yeah, this is how much this bass will be, yada, 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 etc." I said, "Cool, I think I'll get that bass." That's a 5. But the problem is, ooh, look at that. Ooh, that's beautiful. Problem is, you play a 4 and you play a 5, they're very different animals. You have to play a 4 very differently than you play a 5. Not necessarily, but I kind of do. Because it's just a way you play a 4, a little different. And you can do the drop D thing, and you can do drop D on a 5. It never sounds the same, or never feels the same, all that kind of junk. And yeah, you can play a song that's in drop D, and you can just play it on 5 and play it in D, but very often it doesn't feel the same. Long story short, I like them both. So what ended up happening was I saw this bass, and I said, oh, I can justify this because, yeah, my tax return should be about that much. I did not realize how good of a year I'm going to have, or was going to have with tax returns. It turned out it was a lot better than I thought. And then I saw other bases that were for sale, and I really was kind of looking at some of the other ones on his site. And I said, well, you know what, as a matter of fact, if you put the cost of these two bases together, it equals my tax returns. So I can justify that. and I had a lousy year. My girlfriend was, well, some of you know that my girlfriend had health issues with cancer and finally passed away in December. And I said, you know what, the year sucked. I'm going to have something good happen. Oh, so here we go. Look at this sucker. Some of you may recognize this. This is number 320, I believe. It's an MJ20, M21 35, 34-inch scale, J5, 34-inch scale, November 2020. Amazingly, this is number 264. I think this is 320. He told me it was 320. I'm not sure where if it says it underneath the neck or whatever. I believe that's where he might put the numbers. I don't know. But he's made something like 56 basses in the space of about 2 years. So I think this was October 2018. And he's made something like around 320 or so. So he's really stepped up production, it looks like, in the last couple of years. And made about like a little over 25 basses, maybe 26 basses a year, about 2 a month. Pretty cool. Anyhow, look at this bad boy. This, if you've watched Low End Lobster's channel, this is the bass he had in his channel. This is a Kluson high mass bridge, kind of like reminiscent of the badass bridges. These are Delano Pickups. Oh man, what kind are these? I wrote it down someplace. You can find, I'll put it down, or you can look at Low End Lobster's video. These are pickups that are like split coil humbuckers. Like, in other words, there's actually a switch right here which will put you from single coil to humbucking mode. We've got licensed by Hipshot tuners, ultralight tuners, so a little bit different than the full-on Hipshots, and which is one of the things that makes the Verizon a little bit cheaper. The body is this really cool kind of like ice blue, sort of sparkly finish sort of thing. And let's see, how heavy is this bass? We're going to do the bathroom scale test, all right? We're going to do the bathroom scale. Let's see if I can do this without wrecking everything and breaking everything. So, I made a spot for this thing, didn't I? Yeah, let's put it right here for a second. Let's see how much Ivan weighs, all right? We're going to do this very scientific way of weighing basses, by the way. So Ivan weighs a lot. Okay. So let's find out what this bass weighs. I'm not going to tell you what Ivan weighs. Okay, this thing weighs about, it looks like about a little less than 9 pounds, 8.9. Could be a little off, I don't know. So, not terribly heavy for a 5. The Music Man I have over there weighs, God, it's got to weigh almost like 9 and something. It's heavy. Let's turn this sucker on. I have no idea how loud this is going to be. I've been messing around, actually checking out some differences between the sound of the Demeter and the Avalon. Doing a little A-B stuff with them today. They do sound a little bit different. Oddly, when I checked out and A-B'd my old Demeter 201, like 1.5 rack space. Oh, the pickups are a pair of Delano SBC H5 HE/S drivers. There you go. That's what they are. Just commented. Interestingly, the Avalon and the old Demeter sounded a hell of a lot, really similar. These still sound similar, but a little more airy in the Demeter, and a little more. They're different animals. They're both cool. But now I say I'm falling down this freaking rabbit hole of like Class D amps and everything like that, because this rack is 45 pounds, and that's without the Avalon. So, ooh, yeah, that's pretty cool, baby. And that was definitely some neck pickup action. It looked like. Ooh, that's it. That is a solid B. Lobster was not kidding when he said that. So, what do we got here? So we got the stat knob arrangement right there. So we've got volume. We've got a pickup selector. That's our neck. That's our bridge pickup. Both pickups. Got a passive tone control. Let's see, what else we got? We've got bass and treble controls. Oh, I found my bass control. Woof! Yeah, that's cool. Let's see, let's find my treble control here. I believe that might be my treble. Nice. It's a very cool bass. And does it feel significantly different than the other one? Not necessarily. I'm gonna have to like do some serious A-Bing with these bad boys and see like how the differences feel. Not sure. Looks like this one is. Yeah, they're both maple bores, but it's not part of the same piece of maple. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Really neat sound and bass already. I dig it. My impression in the original video was like it was really aggressive sounding. These Delano pickups definitely have some bite to them, but already I can tell it definitely has a smooth tone available to it as well. And so I was definitely been jonesing for a 5 jazz for a long time, because there's a bunch of songs that you need that low D or whatever, and you're not going to get it on that 4. The thing with the 4 though is there's a way you play a 4 that you're just not going to play a 5. So this is actually, I'm really happy with this thing already. I was really psyched, checking it out on the video. Low and Lobster did a great job doing. I think he had 2 videos. Like he did an initial unboxing. He did like a real in-depth, like how do all these pickups sound and everything. And then he, did a demonstration video for, checking out like what does it sound like with the, different pickup arrangements, or with, the signal coil versus the humbucking mode, and you can tell. Yeah, this thing already is a smoother sounding bass than this one. This one is a great sounding bass. I love this thing. This thing is badass. But this thing has a real, like, when you put it in single coil, these pickups are monsters. The Nordstrom, like, what is that, big J blade, big bam J blade, big blade man pickups. Those things are monsters, especially when you put them in single coil mode, and when you take this thing and you actually just put it play it passive mode, and you're like digging that thing, you're like, this is like seriously Geddy Lee on steroids, like beat you over the head tone, and it's awesome sounding with them. The humbuckers engage as well. This thing has a really kind of a little bit of a smoother tone, something that I mean, it's aggressive, but it's, I think these are both more aggressive than some of the fatter sounding Nordstrom pickups he puts in some of his other basses that I've heard. That's just a lot of me jabbering and yammering, but what I'm really trying to say is I'm super, super happy getting this thing. Nino has been like a real stand-up guy in all regards, and so it was really neat to finally like talk to him and get something from him. I'm glad I was able to get something from him directly from him, to support him, because he's a small builder and support small builders. It's ValentiBases.com. I think Delano is Delano.de, because these are German electronics. Pretty cool. Must be good. It's German. It's Italian. It's fragile. So I'm glad I was able to get this. I'm glad I was able to get this one from Doug, because it's a super good bass, and also because Doug was just needed to sell a bass. And it's funny too, and I'm gonna stop yammering in a minute, but I was concerned at first. I'd wanted a Valenti bass for a while. Prices keep going up on everything, because inflation, kids, cost of living and all that kind of stuff. There's nothing wrong with it. It's funny though, look at these D-class amps, and I understand they're cheaper to build than some other stuff, but and they're pretty good. But the thing is, it's weird. Like the boutique bass market, the prices have just gotten a lot bigger than they have years ago when I was looking at stuff. I haven't bought gear in a while, and the amps have stayed about the same. Amps, speakers, all that kind of stuff. It's kind of interesting, but this video ain't about that. What was I going to say? One of the things I was concerned about is, like, Nita was making these. He was getting more popular. His stuff was getting a lot more attention. Obviously costing him more to make the stuff. And his prices were going up a little bit, and he released this Verrazano series, and I was a little concerned. Is the quality going to be markedly less? Is it going to be something like? And I'm not going to say anything bad about the Sadowski, like what are they? The Metro series. I think they're made in Japan. It's not like things made in Japan are bad, but I'm thinking I'm going to buy Sadowski. I kind of want Roger Sadowski to touch it, that sort of thing. I was wondering, is it going to be like that? And I can tell you, this thing is, he makes them. And this thing is badass. I remember looking at the pictures of this thing, waiting for the pickups to be put in, before Lobster reviewed it. And he was making this and another blue bass, which is like striking. Go check it out on the website. It's like, I don't know if it's quilt maple, but it's really figured top, and it's got like this wild blue, thing on it. That was a custom. This was the other blue bass. And, so you watch him make these things, and this is the real deal. He's still making these basses. There are a few differences, but not a lot. And I can tell you already, this thing is pretty stellar. So once again, I'm making a really long video. Yeah, it's a cool bass. I wish I could think of something to play, but right now I'm just like really, really, really pumped. Talk to you later, kids, and thanks a lot, Nino. Maybe we'll do an interview sometime. I know this is a role-playing game channel, and Nino probably has no idea what the hell I'm talking about. Things like Dungeons and Dragons and other stuff, not video game role-playing games. But we should do an interview sometime. Let's see, how do I stop this thing? Yeah, there we go. There's the X. Yeah, I want to stop the stream. Take it easy, kids.